So on the day that they were supposed to close the deal, it didn't happen. So my attorney at the time called and said, hey, we're in the first position, and we went forward. So I was able to work everything out and get the property. Once I acquired the property, I had another major challenge, and that was to be able to get money to rehab the property. And so I put all this information together, and I had a friend of a friend that can organize it and put it in a format so I could present it to the bank so I can get the loan to rehab the property. Well, we put something on it on the disc that if she tried to print it out, it would start to erase because I had a lot of personal information on there. Well, come to find out, I was working at Simply Wholesome, and a friend of mine came in that was a computer geek, and he said to me, Percell, I'm sorry, man, I couldn't get it. I'm sorry, I tried to retrieve the information. And I said, what are you talking about? And then he's backed up because he thought I knew. Well, the young lady that I had that was going to format all this was trying to print some of the information so she can read my information later, and some of it erased. I went through, and I had 2 days before I was supposed to present this stuff to the bank or as a done deal. I had what they called a stress reaction. In the middle of the floor in my business, it felt like I was going underwater, where I started from the top of my head and it just started moving down my body. And I was like, by the time it hit my feet, I was frozen. So I remember they took me home, and I was laying in my bed, and I was looking at the ceiling, and my head was like a computer getting ready to explode. I was trying to calm it down, but it just kept, going. And like if a feather could have fell on my head, it would have been excruciating. And so I wasn't a type of person that gives up. But I started talking to God, and I said, if it's time for you to take me out, then take me out, because it was that stressful. What saved me was my 2 daughters. They came upstairs, and I think Ayana might have been 3, 4 maybe, Amelia's maybe a year and a half, 2. But I remember them came on the side of the bed, and they said, Daddy, are you gonna be okay? And I couldn't move my head, but I can roll my eyes to the left. And I looked at them in their innocent voice, and it gets to me now, but I looked at them and I said, who's gonna take care of my babies? Who's gonna take care of my kids? And I had to get my shit together, and because I was ready to give up. And my girls pulled me together. They didn't know it at the time, but they did, and they gave me the strength to get my shit together, and the rest is history. And that was a very, very difficult moment, because I put everything on the line. I put myself out there I was making payments on this property for about a year and a half, trying to get financing to rehab it, and I still was maintaining my rent, maintaining my staff, house note, and everything. And I knew if I didn't get that loan, everything was gonna go, because I had put it out there and I was running out of money. But luckily, things fell into place, and like I said, if it wasn't for my girls, it would have been a wrap.
That is so amazing. I have to say, you've been through so much, and I love that family has pushed you through that and has gotten you through some of those rough times. And I mean,
well, when things get tough, all you have is family, and those are the ones that can really pull you through. I mean, I'm sure you heard stories of mothers a car, someone fall on their child, and they get the strength to lift that car up. I don't know where it came from, to be honest with you, but it happened. And I know that it was my daughters and that innocent voice. And like I said, you know, for me, I was like, you know, I have to get through this for them. And they gave me the strength to go forward, gave me the strength to keep pushing when I had obstacles to make this thing happen because, you know, they didn't ask for it. This was my dream. And I had to, as a father, being a protector and a
Role model.
A role model, you know, I had to make it happen for them, you know. And so.
Well, thank you for sharing that and being so vulnerable with us.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it.
I'm glad you shared that. That was
yeah.
great.
But that was, you know, that was the truth. Yeah. So.
Well, your journey is really fascinating, and I just want to say thank you again for being with us today and sharing your message and Simply Wholesome with us and our viewers.
Well, thank you for reaching out.
Of course.
It's twofold, you know.
This is true.
So, you know, thank you very much for thinking about us and feeling that Simply Wholesome can, you know, help what you're doing, get your message out there, you know, and that's what it's all about, is collaborating together and showing that we can do a lot of things, and we can do more than just sports or just entertainment. There's a large facet of talent that we have out there, and I hope that this interview here can tap in with some of your viewers and get them, you know, to do what they do. Because one thing, and I forgot to mention, which is a pivotal point for me, what made me really also look at myself was back in the day when I had the nutrition center. I was with a friend at my house, my apartment, and I said to him, you know, I got hungry. And I said, man, somebody needs to open up a health-oriented place in the community. And my friend looked at me and he said, you know what your problem is, Percell? And I said, what? He says, your problem is you think too small. He says, you do just enough to get by. And I had to really think about that, you know, and he was right. I was single, I had my nutrition center, I was selling athletic equipment at the time still. It was on its way down, but I still was doing it. And I had my apartment, I had my car, had my party money. I had everything, and I wasn't thinking about stretching out. I was in a comfort zone, you know? And I was like maybe a lot of people, why don't somebody, I saw the opportunity and I was doing it, but on a subconscious basis. And I said to him, why don't somebody do that? Open up a health oriented, because I got tired of driving outside the community to find something halfway decent to eat. And because of my friend, his name was Michael Carrier. Unfortunately, he's not with us now, but Michael, he saw my talent. And I'm sure everybody in this room knows someone that has some type of talent in something, and you say, but they don't have the work ethics, or they just don't see it. But you can say, man, why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? You're a beautiful dancer, a beautiful singer, but they just don't see it. Well, like I said, I was doing it, and he saw that talent, and just by him telling me, you know what your problem is? You think too small, made me look within myself. And when that happened, that's what really motivated me to stretch out. And I want to thank Michael for giving me that insight, or I might not be here today.
Yeah, everyone needs a friend like that.
Everybody needs a friend like that. It only takes one person to say the right thing, but you have to be ready to receive it. And I guess at that time, and again, that happened organically, wasn't planned, but the timing was right, and he said the right thing to make me think about why always got to be somebody else? Why can't you do it? You know, and it was the best thing.
I really hope you all enjoyed this series with the owner of Simply Wholesome, Percell Keeling. We thank him so much for taking the time out to share with us. If you're in LA, head to the corner of Slauson and Overhill to check out the products, and don't forget to get a patty or two. And remember to tell them Blackout TV sent you. I'm your host, Christina, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell for future episodes. We thank you for tuning in to another episode of From the Ground Up on Blackout.